Alright, what's going on guys, and welcome back to the Bit of Footy YouTube channel. In today's video, I'm going to be running through my round 1 tips. Now before we get into them, I am doing a tipping competition as well this season, so if you want to join that, do so by clicking the link in the comments below or the pinned comment as well. So yeah, go join that one. But without further ado, let's get into my round 1 AFL tips. Kicking off round 1, we've got the classic Thursday night game between the Tigers and the Blues. It's going to be a very interesting match, this one. It's a tough one to tip because it's the first game of the season, so you don't know how it's ever going to go. But for this game, I've tipped the Blues to win. I really feel like it's going to be another tight contest, but I feel like the Blues will just get over the edge in the end. I feel like it's going to be tightly contested. But yeah, I feel like the Blues will just be that little bit good enough to get it, to get the job done over the Tigers. And you know, they normally contest really well with the Tigers in that first game, and I feel like they're going to do that again. And I feel like, sort of like last year, they're going to get the better of the Tigers and get the job done. So I'm tipping the Blues to beat the Tigers in this one to kick off the 2023 AFL season. Then we move on to the Friday night game, which I'll be attending with Guardman 22 or Pat. Yeah, it's the Cats versus the Pies at the MCG. Another cracking game of footy. 2 cracking games to kick us off for the 2023 AFL season. Another tough one to tip this game. You know, both teams played really well last season. They had a pretty good off season as well, a pretty good pre-season as well. But I'm not gonna not back my boys. I'm gonna tip the Pies in to get the job done. Yeah, I feel like we can get the job done. I feel like we're gonna be, you know, it's gonna be another tight game between the Cats and the Pies like it normally is, but I feel like, unlike last season's qualifying final, we will actually get the chocolates this time. But I do think it will be another close finish between both of us, but I reckon my Pies are gonna get the job done, so come on the Pies. Moving on to the Saturday games, we've got North Melbourne taking on the West Coast Eagles as the first game. Now, this isn't the most riveting game of football this weekend, but it will be still, you know, quite interesting to watch, to see how both teams are going to play and to see their style of ball movement as well. But I'm going to tip North Melbourne to get the job done in this game. I think it'll be, like for the 2 other games that I've already went through, I do think this will be another close game. I don't think there'll be that much of a margin in it. And I don't think the margin will blow out at any point as well. Both of these teams have really young players. Like the Eagles are bringing in a lot of new players as well to this game. And you know, it'll also be exciting to see Sheasel play his first game of footy. But I think North Melbourne with Clarko will get the job done at Marvel Stadium. Will sort of be like that, you know, good first win for Clarko, coaching North Melbourne. So yeah, I reckon the ROOS will get up for Clarko in the first game of their season. And yeah, it's going to be the ROOS for me over the Eagles. Moving on to the twilight game at the Adelaide Oval. It is Port Adelaide taking on the Brizzy Lions. It's going to be a cracking game of footy, this one. I'm going to tip the Lions to get the job done in this game. It's normally a good contest between these two, but I reckon the Lions are going to be very professional, very mature in this game and get the job done over Port Adelaide. I think Port Adelaide will be competitive in this match, but the Lions, like I said in my predictions video for this entire season, I reckon this is their year, so I reckon they're going to get the job done in this game over a competitive Port Adelaide. But yeah, it's going to be the Lions for me over the Power. Moving on to the Saturday night games. The first one, we have the DEES taking on the Dogs at the MCG. Another cracking game of footy. We all know how the DEES and the Dogs match up against each other. I really think it's going to be another close game of footy, this one. but it is at the MCG, and the Dogs do tend to struggle at the MCG, unlike the D's. So I'm going to be tipping the D's to get the job done over the Dogs in this game, in another close game of footy, I reckon. It will be. But yeah, the D's, you know, it's going to be hard for the Dogs to beat the D's in this one, especially with the new Gawn and Grundy combo. So yeah, I think it'll be a close contest, but I think the D's will get the job done in this game. Moving on to the last Saturday game and the last Saturday night game as well, we've got the Suns taking on the Swans at the Suns home ground. Not much to say about this game, but I really hope that the Suns are competitive in this game and it's not just a blowout. But yeah, I do think the Swans will come home victors in this game. I think they'll be too good for the Gold Coast Suns, but like I said before, I hope the Suns are competitive in this game. No matter what though, I do think the Swans will come away with the win here. They've just got the better list than the Suns do, but the Suns have come up with a few wins over the Swans in the past, but it's normally at the SCG. But yeah, I think the Swans will be good enough in this game. They've just got, you know, the better side on paper as well. So yeah, I think the Swans will get the job done over the Suns in this one. All right, moving on to the Sunday games. We're kicking it off with the Giants taking on the Crows at Giants Stadium. I do think this will be a entertaining game. I think both teams will want to start the season off well, but I think the Crows will get the job done in this game. I think they'll be a little bit too good for the Giants. Yeah, the Crows had a good off-season, a good pre-season as well, and I feel like they'll want to start the season off in a good manner, and I reckon they will, and I reckon they'll beat the Giants in this game at Giants Stadium. Next up, we've got the Hawks taking on the Bombers at the MCG, the rivalry. It's going to be, well, I hope it's going to be an entertaining game to watch this one. It was a tough game to tip, but I have come to the decision and I have tipped the Bombers to get the job done in this game in what I think will be a close game as well. Yeah, I feel like, well, I said this in my predictions video for the whole season. I feel like the Hawks have lost a little bit too much experience. Well, they've lost experience in their side. And yeah, I feel like that will favour the Bombers in a way. So yeah, I'm going to tip the Bombers in this game to get the job done over the Hawks in another close game. And to finish off round one, we've got the Saints taking on the Dockers at Marvel Stadium. I reckon this will be another cracking game of footy, but I think the Dockers will get the job done in this game. I feel like they'll, you know, sort of like the Lions, I feel like the Dockers will get this game done in a mature manner. I feel like the Saints will be, you know, pretty competitive in this game. It's, you know, in front of their home fans at Marvel Stadium, but I feel like the Dockers, they'll sort of lift from last year and, you know, they'll be mature in this game and get the job done over the Saints. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. Those are all my tips done and dusted for this round. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know your tips in the comments below, and I'll catch you for another video very soon. Cheers.